President Nixon. Do you remember the bills you have to pay, or even yesterday?
Welcome back to the Will and Willie Show. I'm Paul Wells with Will Durst and Willie Brown, and we're talking politics and doing a lightning round, and it's brought to you by Lefty O'Doul's Margarita Mix and Bloody Mary Mix.
Cool.
Among others, which we'll mention, yes.
Do you assume that's what he was drinking when he was playing?
I bet he was. Back then, Lefty.
In the old days.
Yeah.
In the old days.
With the seals.
Yeah, you could go out there loaded, but you can't do that anymore, you know.
No. No, apparently not.
No,
But you can
no.
go to Lefty O'Doul's for the annual Christmas toy drive, which is a wonderful thing that they do.
Yeah, and they also do one more thing. They help sponsor the Little League type players on baseball. Remember, my group plays there, and we raise money through Lefty O'Doul's for that purpose. The ball team for the disadvantaged kids.
Well, we have this round and next round, and we have a lightning round of questions. So we're going to have a game we're going to play. I'll ask the question. I'll throw it to either of you gentlemen. You have 60 seconds to answer, then the other has 60
Go to Willie
seconds.
with the first question.
And if he ever needs any help,
But you both get 60 seconds to answer the same question.
All right. All right,
Unless
let's go.
you give up your time. Okay, let's do it. Is America ready to elect a Mormon? Yes or no? Mr. Brown.
America is not ready to replace Barack Obama. Barack Obama's going to re-election. The question of a Mormon's candidacy will never be answered in this election.
Well, that was less than 60
That
seconds.
was less than 60 seconds. I'll take your time.
Okay.
I think we've gotten to the point where religion doesn't really matter. It hasn't been a big deal, especially from the left. The left doesn't care. Now, if he had been a Democrat, if a Mormon had been a Democrat, the right might have a problem. There might be more questions about it. I think he's going to have problems with his base, but I think it's the very reason that John Huntsman was never considered as a VP candidate, because he's a wonderful politician and he was very reasonable. But two Mormons, not a presidential ticket.
How about a Mormon and a Catholic, though?
That's true.
Time's up for that one. Okay, next question.
Wait a minute. Two Mormons is an award-winning Broadway musical.
Oh, well, okay. I'll go see it.
I knew I had a joke there.
Does Paul Ryan help Tea Party Republican congressional candidates? Yes or no? First, you will.
I think the Tea Party right now is, they got some money. They got guys who are going skinny dipping in the
Sea of Galilee?
The Sea of Galilee. I think
They tried to walk on water. It just didn't work this time.
that's funny. I think Ryan does help because he's one of theirs and he brings focus to it. I'm not sure that Ryan really helps the Republican ticket, though. Although it's nice and alliterative, Romney Ryan. You know, I don't think it's going to help a lot.
All right, then you use up all your time. Let's reset the clock for 60 seconds. Mr. Brown.
It's not a good brand. Tea Party, no longer a good brand. It comes down every time you inspect another Tea Party person for a significant position. This guy Aiken is the most recent of that group. And believe me, no one appreciated Aiken more than the cat who was nude in the sea. He's great. Because the reports, press-wise, are Aiken first and the nude guy second, and then there's some other stuff.
Yes, Representative Yoder of Kansas.
That's true. You have the Yoder of Kansas and some other things. And so suddenly the Tea Party has a negative flavor. And then the Tea Party doesn't have a true, real spokesperson. That guy Cruz out of Texas tried to rise to that level, but he showed up on Meet the Press, and now he knows he should have stayed home with the governor of Louisiana. They were equally as bad.
Bobby Jindal, Payush, which is why he's not vice presidential.
We'll call time's up on that then. All right, question 3. Will Mitt Romney running Bain Capital come back as an issue? Willie Brown.
Absolutely. It's not going away as an issue. You got to understand that the whole issue surrounding Bain Capital and all that money that he made that money in the traditional way in which people in this country sometimes make money. They buy someone else out, and then they divide up the asset and sell it off in pieces and leave somebody else stuck with the debt. He did those kinds of things as Bain Capital repeatedly. There's going to be examples all the way through this campaign. Every region he goes into where Bain Capital has done that kind of thing and created an unemployment situation for people, he's going to have to explain it. And Obama articulates that as best to anything else he does. He doesn't even do the "I killed bin Laden" as effectively as he does "Bain Capital kills your job."
Two things. One, what we're going to see in this election is almost a repeat of the 2010 California Senate election.
I see.
When Carly Fiorina ran against Barbara Boxer. And Carly Fiorina had a lot more money than Barbara Boxer. But Barbara Boxer got that one ad, and she just pummeled people with it. And that one ad was 30,000 jobs sent over to China. Well, it's the same thing with Bain. That's what, because Romney's going to have so much more money, and he still has yet to convince people that you can be CEO, president, director of the board, president, sole stockholder, and still have nothing to do with the running of the business. And who's going to understand that except anybody who's ever worked for a major corporation?
All right, well, let's consider time up on that question. Next question. Will Mitt Romney's refusal to show his tax returns affect voting? Will?
I think so. I think the Democrats are not going to get off of this. I think we don't know what's hidden in there. Maybe he didn't just have money in a bank in the Caymans. Maybe he owns a couple of the Caymans. Maybe all the money's in Rafalka's name. The Rafalka was the Olympic horse, the dressage.
That they spent about $70,000 a year on.
Yes, and wrote it all
Wrote
off
off on taxes.
I thought this was a lightning round. I thought I
Yes,
got
go.
to speak uninterrupted. And you know, Rafalka didn't win, so I'm pretty sure it was shipped home strapped to the fuselage of a 747.
Okay, Mr. Brown.
Rafalka did not get any kind of a medal. Not only
No.
did not win,
No.
did not get any kind of medal. But be that as may, yes, every time any Democrat appears, I guarantee you, the tax return issue is going to be front and center. And the public understands that. The public also understands if you don't show your tax return, it's because there's something behind that return you don't want me, the voting public, to see. Saying that I only paid 14% is not enough. You really have got to lay out every aspect of your return. And let me tell you how I did it. I was embarrassed. I made so little and represented that I made so much. And suddenly you're going to be able to find me a phony on the wealth side. And so I didn't want to display it.
Especially to the Gettys or
Yes.
anybody. Yeah?
So what did I do? I took every piece of paper I ever had that I used to justify any deduction, threw it all out there, and said, "The hell with that noise."
To the hell with that noise.
You figure it out.
Great. You guys are usually quicker than 60 seconds. Let's do, we have a moment to just try to do the last one, which is, will the economy be the be-all and end-all? Willie Brown.
Obama hopes not.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's like one of those jugglers. When I first got to town in '79, a lot of my comic friends were jugglers on Fisherman's Wharf, and they could keep 5 or 6 balls in the air at the same time. And the economy, if the economy is the only ball in the air, Obama loses.
Absolutely.
But if you got abortion rights, and Paul Ryan actually co-sponsored a bill with Todd Aiken about personhood, so that's one of the balls that you can keep in the air. And then the tax returns.
That bill is called the Ryan Aiken.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Ryan Aiken Act.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah, if you keep all those balls up in the air.
And when Obama was doing really badly in the polls, it was because it was the economy.
Yeah.
The minute he got away from that, he ceased to be doing poorly in the polls.
And Romney, he sat on the board of a company called Lifelike. I kid you not. Lifelike. Romney sat on the board, really board member or beta test prototype. But and I think whenever the tax return thing comes up, thank you. I thought it was fun.
Oh, I think it's great.
He's staring at me like I'm trying to teach a dog chess.
Time's up.
Yeah. I think anytime the tax return thing comes up, and Romney says, "Oh, I paid less than 14%." I think the Republicans should quote Reagan: "Trust but verify."
All right, and on that word, we'll conclude our second segment. And our third segment, the lightning rod goes round
Another
goes
lightning
on.
round?
Well, another with local and state issues to cover that, and we'll have in our fourth segment, we'll wrap back around, and we'll have a special internet segment as well.
Oh, an internet segment.
Internet only segment.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's time to do the convention, and it's going to be on Sunday. The Republicans start
Monday morning.
Monday morning.
You know what my favorite
Tampa.
was, though, was when Ann Romney said, "We've given you people all you need to know." When they were asked about the tax returns. Suddenly we're you people. Thank God he didn't say that at the NAACP. Yeah. You people.
You now know what they think you are.
Yeah.
I once had Alex Trebek on the radio show in mornings in San Francisco, and he referred to us as "you radio people." You radio people.
Well, that's a little different.
It's the Will and Willie Show, pre-convention special. I'm Paul Wells, and I'm here with Willie Brown and Will Durst. Stay with us. We're going to have a lot more fun and another lightning round coming next on Local Issues.
I need more coffee.